Welcome to episode 4 of Teach Me Tiger.
Yo, yes.
My mom is so proud of me.
Hi, Tiger. Teach me, Tiger, how to kiss you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Help me, Tiger. I don't know what to do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take my lips, they belong to you. But teach me first, teach me what to do.
Hi, you guys. Hi, you guys.
Hi, you guys.
This is Teach Me Tiger podcast. You send us the questions, and we call in the experts to help us answer them. Each pod, we chat with a very clever friend, and then we all weigh in on the questions from you. We're your favorite neighbors.
Melody Starkweather.
And Sarah Wright. Welcome to Body Breaks. Body Breaks. Well done. All right. Welcome to Body Breaks, you guys.
My body's on break.
My body's always on break.
Sarah, how was your week?
My week was great. My week was, it was pretty good. I found and threw out all of my Bill Cosby records.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's empowering.
Yeah, it was great. Fucking sweaters. Get them out of here.
Bye.
Get that bastard out of here.
Did you take him to the reuse center?
No, I dumped him. Dumped him like a truck. What? Move your butt. Okay, we all know.
But.
And I got a $300 phone bill.
Oh.
Yeah, that really sucked. And then I called them on my fucking phone, and they're like, "Oh, you have, you went over your weekday minutes." And I was like, "Weekday minutes? Is it like 2002? Who is it? I thought I had unlimited phone calling. It's a phone. I'm just calling people on the phone. I didn't even know it was a thing." And all of my phone calls, Mel, were to you because they're always calling and telling you about the podcast. Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, my God.
You hear that, sponsors?
Hear that? Sponsors? Help us out.
Body break.
Hey, Sarah, we should introduce our guests.
Hello, what?
Welcome to the Sarah and Melody show. It's just us. It's only us all the time.
We're just little birds.
Forever.
You're welcome.
This week, we have Angell McCormick here with us to talk about buds. Buds. So Kim's wrapping up her first year in fitness and health promotion, which translates to a career in planning and facilitating community programs to get people moving, correct?
Here's hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
What
the
are you learning
desired
about,
outcome.
Kim? What are you learning about?
I'm learning a lot about fitness and how to do things properly.
Right.
Yeah. And how not to feel super unfit in a classroom full of super fit 18-year-olds when you're not 18. You know what? To be fair, they're all really fucking cool.
Do they fart too?
No.
They don't fart
They
when
don't
you
fart.
turn over?
No, yeah.
I feel like
No.
every time I try to do that stuff, I'm farting all over the place.
No, they don't ever fart, actually.
Yeah.
No, but you never done like Pilates or yoga and you're like, oh, here it comes.
You're supposed to.
Come
It
on.
moves it around. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good for your
I
body.
mean, that's okay.
That's why essential oils are so important in yoga class.
They keep you from farting.
No, they cover the smell up.
Smell, obviously.
What essential oil? Do we have a doTERRA sales rep in here? Anyone? What got you interested in it? Did you grow
That's
up
a
being
loaded
active?
question.
Because I didn't.
No, I did not grow up being active. I was totally the fat kid in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. I still am the fat kid in school.
Oh, the irony.
And I guess when I was like in my early 20s, I was like, oh, this really sucks. And I always feel like shit.
Right.
And so I sort of started getting interested in moving more. Did a lot of fad diets,
Yeah.
just like everybody else. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, this really sucks. I hate everything. Let's do this right.
Can you give me an example of a fad diet?
Oh, yeah. Lots of different
Like
examples.
Atkins is a fad
Atkins. I mean, Weight Watchers is probably one of the better ones.
diet? Right.
cabbage soup diet.
Cabbage. Oh man, there was a girl in front of me at
farts.
school, like
So bad.
warming up her cabbage soup, talking about how that's all she was eating for a month, and I just wanted to give her a hug.
Isn't there something about lemons like that?
Well, there's a cleanse or something like lemon juice and cayenne pepper and maple syrup, where you eat that for
But just that.
just that.
That's really scary.
You drink that, yeah.
I don't like that.
I know. I think we're going to talk about it a little more, but the keto diet,
Yeah.
also fad.
Okay, I have some questions about that.
Yeah, I would
hearing
love
that
to
a
answer
lot.
some questions about that for sure.
Cool.
Well, why don't we introduce our special drop-in guest?
Drop in.
so much.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what a twist.
What a twist. Twist.
Something new.
Justine
Justine is in the hizzles.
She just always have the bong noise go by when Justine's here.
I will add that later.
I'm
Hey,
happy to be back.
Justine.
Hi.
Welcome back.
My favorite neighbors.
Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
We're very excited.
We're all together. I love it.
I heard about something this week.
What'd
Have
you
you guys heard of the crappy dinner party?
What is it?
You have a dinner party and you don't clean and you don't do anything special and you just eat whatever you would eat anyway, like chicken fingers or spaghetti with like nothing else.
Yeah.
That also sounds a lot like most of my dinner parties.
Let's just
know-
let's just dinner at Kim's house.
Pretty much. Wait, Kim,
All the
you're
time.
not a grown up either?
Not at all.
I feel like all my chef friends always feed me garbage food. They're like, "Oh, do you want to get pizza?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I came all the way to your house.
Feed me
You're
some
a
foie
chef.
gras.
Like, invite me over between meals if you're gonna fuck around like that.
Chefs never want to
Right?
cook at home though. My brother's a
No.
chef. They don't want to cook at home.
Ugh.
They can, but
But that's bullshit. Like, don't invite your your
True.
friends
Touche.
over and give them
Let's go for a
pizza
walk.
when you're a
Let's
fucking
go for
chef.
a fucking walk. Yeah, that's bullshit.
You hear that, chefs? You
Yeah.
hear that, all you chefs out there?
We're mad.
don't clean your house. Feed us really, really well.
Or we're not going to be your friends.
We won't.
So our friend card,
Friend card is still full. Sorry, guys.
I once heard that my friend deck was full.
like a deck of cards.
Well, I think that was
That's a lot
maybe
of
what it was.
friends.
But I actually
like, I could
pictured
be
like
here too,
a
with
deck
spades.
Like a
on the
Rolodex?
side of a house.
and if it gets too full, it could fall off.
Right?
And
It's
someone
a
could die. That
raging-
happens. It's a
raging
terrible
party.
thing.
Yeah, so their friend deck is always full. But I think it was a deck of cards. But
Are
I
they
like
saying it to you? Do you want us to go beat them up?
no, they didn't say it.
I'll
to
light
me.
their car on fire.
Ooh.
Can I come to your crappy dinner party? No, my deck is full.
My friend.
And now my car's on fire.
I'm out of chairs.
I gotta go. That's Sarah Wright. I can see her. I can see you. I can see your work shoot.
I see you.
Work suit.
You had your jumpsuit on.
Yeah.
Oh, which
Yeah.
reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys obviously listened to the episode we most recently aired. You explain. Sarah.
Okay, so we maybe had a glass of wine while we were recording this
Amazing.
episode.
Yeah.
Last episode, I mean. And it gave me a little buzz, and I went on like a 45-minute monologue that Melody had to edit the shit out of. It's really embarrassing. And I'm talking about my hack in life is wearing a jumpsuit, which for all you listeners out there, guys, what am I wearing right now?
Jumpsuit. Always.
Jumpsuit.
I met her in a jumpsuit.
And something she did meet me in a jumpsuit.
I also did.
Amazing! That's so great. So I'm talking about jumpsuits and how they're so great. And I say the word jumpsuit 47 times. Oh, Mel's got some music playing.
Mel's phone isn't on silent.
Sorry, guys. It is.
She's got to take a call.
Sorry, it was the Body Breaks theme song.
It's welcome then.
So we did this thing where I was like, you have to edit this story because it's so embarrassing because I'm a little bit drunk and I'm like, my fucking jumpsuit is the best. So if you wear a jumpsuit, the best thing about a jumpsuit is that it's like you almost jump right in the suit 'cause it's like a jumpsuit.
I've got a dress up jumpsuit. I've got a work jumpsuit. I've got a summer jumpsuit. I've got a winter
Vintage.
jumpsuit. I've got a concert jumpsuit.
Vintage jumpsuit. Yeah, I say jumpsuit
Shorts
constantly.
cut off jumpsuit.
I have a shorts
Many,
cut off jumpsuit.
Many.
I have a dress type jumpsuit as well. Anyway, jumpsuit. The thing is, I say it too much.
Bringing it back to this episode. Let's say
Bringing
it a
it
lot.
back. Let's say it more.
Let's just keep it
Can you edit
going.
this out?
Cut.
So we were thinking it'd be a fun drinking game to like take a shot every time you hear Sarah say jumpsuit, a mechanic's jumpsuit, work jumpsuit, a jumpsuit. Anyway, jumpsuit. if people drank even a sip every time they heard me say jumpsuit, they'd be on the floor in 20 minutes.
Or can I suggest, in spirit with the episode we're doing now, if you do a jumping jack every time Sarah says jumpsuit, we'll get our hearts racing.
Yeah.
What is it?
Heart rate up?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be fit. You'll be fit as a fiddle if you do a jumping jack every time I say jumpsuit.
Jumping jack jumpsuits.
Jumping jack jump. Say it 10 times fast.
Do you have a jumpsuit to do jumping jacks in?
Oh my god! Later
I
on,
know
I'll
you
try
do,
to
I think
do.
they all come with that built in.
I'll try it later and see if it works. I might just get a crotchy. You know? Whoa!
Just
throw
bag
those arms
yourself because
up.
they're all made for men anyway. Oh, I just hit myself with a dick hole.
That's exactly.
So sick of the dick holes in all my jumpsuits. Should probably always Instagram what jumpsuit you're wearing for the podcast.
I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Today's jumpsuit.
Brought to you by
Body break.
Mel.
Yes.
How was your week?
Yes.
Yes. How was your week?
Yes, Sarah.
How was your week, Mel?
My week was pretty good. Yeah, it was great. We have released a couple of episodes, and the response has been really great. People seem to be feeling it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
They're
guys.
just gonna
5
get better and
stars
better.
on iTunes. Average rating so far. Thanks, friends. And we have a review on iTunes. Feel free to give us more.
I'd like
Yeah, only
5
5-star reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
fuck
just
yourself.
don't bother.
Yeah,
Fuck
just
off.
go away.
And we have new mics.
Let's
How do we
have-
sound?
You guys, these mics are so cool. Hello, me.
Fireworks.
So yeah, Sarah and I have been talking about this for like a year, and we're doing it, and it feels great. I
Feels
love it.
great.
We're having a great time. Also, I wanted to talk about the fact that I bought my children Easter candy and ate all of it in one day.
Yes, you did.
It's not even Easter yet, Mel.
No, I had 4 chocolate eggs, and I'm talking like the Cadbury chocolate eggs, 2 Oreo, 2 regular, and also some Cadbury mini eggs.
So then now we have to go Easter shopping again.
We do,
Yeah.
like tomorrow.
I know Henry Bar in bed last night because Greg brought it for me for the store.
Oh
A
my
glass of
god.
wine. I made a spritzer. That's my new thing is spritzers. Had a glass of spritzer and an O Henry bar and a can of kippered herring
Ooh,
and some Ruffles potato chips.
Oh, your
So-
fave.
classic Sarah.
So let's should we jump right into some questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to preface with one thing.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my husband about how I was a little concerned we were pigeonholing ourselves as a show just for women. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know, we want like as many listeners as possible. And today's show might be interpreted as a lady show. But
You'd be wrong.
you would be wrong. If you know any women or care about any women, you should listen. Because when we asked people for questions and sort of put it out there as a discussion among our lady friends, the response was totally overwhelming. Like people really want to talk about this. It's really important.
Wow.
So
It's really
listen,
important. And you know what?
everyone.
There was a lot of people mentioning about having their partners be involved in their own fitness regime, whether it's actually have their partners do something fitnessy with them, go for a walk together, or, you know, have a fitness schedule or change the way they're eating together as partners, or have their partners just support them to leave the house to go do it so that it's not like they feel guilty about
To
it's
help
not
them
like
make
they're
the space for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like they're going to the disco. They're going to like try and get in shape so that they
Doesn't
can
feel
be
good.
healthy for their
It
family.
hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point about being healthy for your family, because if you can move more, then you're going to be better.
Absolutely.
And not that like, if you're not going to move more, you're still going to be good. But if you can make the time and carve out the time to move more, it's going to be a lot easier to do everything else and take care of everybody else. And if you can give someone that space, that's
You're just
huge.
you're investing in your own family, in your own time. Even with mental health.
yeah.
Like if you know that old saying like if mama's not happy, ain't nobody happy.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's the real one. I don't know why.
If mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Body breaks. Body breaks. Let's do the icebreakers game.
You know what? You're going to pick the question and hand it to Justine. Justine's going to read the questions today.
And then you're going to answer it.
You're going to answer.
What if I can't pronounce the words? Did you just give me 2? Are you sneaky?
No.
If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow
Oh.
and offered to take you home with them, would you go? Yes. It's not for me. Answer it, girl.
I don't think so. I really like my home.
You bring your friends.
Oh, okay, then I can do that.
Come on. Aliens.
But do I have to stay forever? Can I just go visit?
See, that's a good question.
And do we know
details
they're
weren't in the
friendly?
question.
Yeah, what if they're not friendly?
And where do they live? Ew.
Although if they're inviting you as opposed to just taking you.
Have you met an alien?
No.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe.
Who
So-
knows?
Maybe.
I've met an alien.
So they could be inviting you to eat you.
Would you like to come over for dinner? Wink.
Exactly. And then
Gonna
your
eat you.
dinner.
Yeah, that's the classic thing. That's classic.
Shit, I should have not left with this alien today. That's what you'd say, right? On getting
And then
served
I'd
up.
get there and they'd be like, shitty dinner party. So if I could bring people, I would for like a short amount of time.
Yeah. If it was
Just for
like
a quick
friendly
minute.
alien.
Yeah, friendly alien.
And you felt like peace and like, you know, freedom a bit. Would you want to go off with the alien?
yeah,
Me too.
cool.
Let's go.
Cool.
All right.
We're doing it.
Would you rather have to read aloud everything you read or sing everything you say out loud?
Oh.
I have specific sing what you say days.
Oh.
Like the whole day.
Like what day? What day?
Whenever you're having a shitty day, you just change
Sing
it
it out.
to a sing what you say day. Like you don't have to sing everything you say, but like when shit's going down,
You're a jingler. That's
Oh yeah, I'm a total jingler.
Yeah, everything's
yeah.
a song.
Jingle everything.
I love it.
Yeah, no.
It really helps lift your spirit too.
Yeah.
And everybody like is like, where's the song? You know? Hey, we made a song about Greg.
We did.
We made a song
Greg.
about science facts with Sarah.
Yeah.
Everything's a song.
we
yeah.
we make songs about everything, and it's kind of a family affair.
Yeah.
There's a lot of singing in our house.
Everyone gets into
About
it.
dog shit, about macaroni, about cripple traps,
of
everything.
Cripple traps.
Cripple traps.
Macaroni.
That's the one you do
For
harmony on.
reference, I guess I should explain that my husband is a paraplegic, and I leave cripple traps around our house.
So that means, what's that mean? Like he can't
Like-
get to the thing?
Yeah, basically. Or like if it's snowing, I leave the shovel in front of the garage so he can't get to the shovel because he actually does all of our shoveling
Right.
and plowing. Or laundry baskets. Laundry baskets are
like,
my
I
favorite.
can't reach this. Thanks.
Or
Yeah.
putting things really high up.
Right.
I actually have a special spot in the refrigerator that he can't see. Where I put all the
Hide all
good
your
stuff.
good stuff. Yes. That's like, I mean, it's nothing exactly, but Greg needs glasses and he really can't see without them. So sometimes he'll be like, babe, I can't help me find my glasses because he can't find them because he can't see. And I can see them.
No,
Yeah,
you
and then we do a
can't.
fun thing for like a few minutes.
You're like, over there, no, to the left.
Warmer, colder, colder.
And then I'll move them again.
Oh, so cold.
I do actually move his wheelchair sometimes too. Like if he's in bed and I move it out of the way and then I go and do my thing.
It's a great.
like, hey.
Thanks.
Well, I guess I'm staying in bed for a while.
it's kind of great.
It is. Actually, it's
sorry,
kind of
can't
my
do it.
forced self-care for my husband.
Yeah.
Take some time in bed.
Self-care.
You take control of the
Hashtag
situation. You
self-care.
make him have a great time. You make him relax.
You have fun and we're going to sing about it.
Start thinking of a song, babe. I'll be right in.
Okay, one more.
Are you a morning person or are you a night person?
I am a morning person. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock every night.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm up at 5.
That's good, though. It's
I,
good to rest.
I really like the morning, even on the weekends. Like this morning, I did sleep until 6:30.
Have you always been a morning person?
I think I always have been. I was the one that, like, when we were younger and we'd be at parties, would be like drunk and passed out by 11, and everyone else would like stay up all night, and I'd get up and they'd be like still partying, and I'd be like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
I'm going to do my homework.
Basically, no. My parents probably would have liked that.
Right?
If I went and did my homework. Now it's like that though. Now I'm doing a lot of homework.
Yeah. Now you're making
Is it hard
up
to go
for it.
back?
No. Like I maybe if you were taking, like, if you were in university or like college is so based on a lot of like life experience too. So like a lot of my classes, it's not a lot of work for me. When you're 17 or 18, it's like, oh my God, this project is so huge. And
Yeah.
Well,
So
and
are
it
you-
matters to you in a different way, your education, right?
completely.
Yeah.
Are you killing it because you're a
Oh, I'm
grown-up?
so
Yeah.
killing it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Amazing.
God, I'm totally killing it.
I kind of want to go to college just for the ego boost.
My
you know?
mom.
Like,
My mom is so proud of me.
Finally.
I like send her text messages all the time. I'm like, Mom, I got 90% on my project. I got 99% on one of my midterms.
Amazing.
Yeah, that would not have happened in high school.
You know, the only class in university that I got a 99 or maybe 98% on an exam was geology. Isn't that bizarre?
Oh, right on.
Geology's pretty cool, though, you
Like
guys.
a
I don't remember anything, but it was really interesting at the time.
Geology is really interesting.
Yeah. Rocks for jocks.
Rosie
So it was
loves
more like,
rocks.
what rhymes with art nerds? Nothing.
Arty
Curds rhymes with nerds, but that could be
Oh, geological curds for art nerds.
No.
No, rocks for jocks.
Sorry.
Curds for nerds. I don't know.
Sorry, no. Okay, she's pissed. Not that one, Mel.
Fucking
Not
slut.
that one. You
Fuck you.
dirty whore.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Shit, I knew curds would go bad. Sorry.
Oh my god, but that leads to the obvious turds.
Duh.
Earth turds for art nerds.
I thought we were just not
Earth
saying
turds for art nerds.
That
Earth
works.
turds.
I
Rocks
like
for jocks. Earth turds for art nerds.
So jocks are not art nerds, though. Jocks are people who play sports.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
People who do
Not
do
this time.
sporting.
Sportsing.
Sportsing.
I've been sportsing lately.
Have you?
No.
No.
Lying. All right.
This kind of plays into something we're actually talking about at school and kind of ties into some of the questions. I think it's really fucking useless to have people do general electives like that. Like, why not make it like nutrition or like
Right.
how to cook or, you know,
Something
so then we've
related
got
to
like,
what you're.
yeah, some like related to life. So you're learning like life skills. Like even if you're taking arts, but you have to take a cooking class
That makes so much
instead
sense.
of taking a geology class, right?
Yeah. Because you can't cook a rock in the kitchen.
You
But
can't.
gems. I'm just kidding.
But gems,
I don't know anything about
gemstones, crystals, super important.
But what about my amethyst?
super important?
Is that? Am I doing it right? I didn't go to university. Does that apply?
What about my amethyst?
But gems.
But I think that makes so much sense. Like money, learn about money instead.
Yeah.
Learn about cooking.
Actually,
learn about that.
Yeah.
Like
There's been buzz about
Forced
them
life
teaching money
skills.
management in high
yeah,
school.
in high school.
Right? Have
And
they
we-
started doing it? Yeah.
finally, hopefully.
Yeah, that would have been handy for me.
Uh-huh.
Whoops.
Your
all
first
of us.
Visa card, oopsies.
Oh my
Still paying that
God.
shit off.
Do you guys remember Columbia House?
Oh, wow.
So when I was like 12, I got a membership because they'll give it to kids. And then they kept sending me cassettes, if you recall.
my
cassettes.
God.
and you were like, this is
Once a
fucking
month.
awesome.
So you have to like send this was before the internet was everything. And so you would send a card, like a reply card in the mail to them to say, I don't want the record of the month or the cassette of the month or whatever. And if you
return it.
didn't, they would send you the thing.
Whoa.
And charge bill you for it.
That's nasty.
So they'd sent all these tapes, and I was literally
Oh, poor
12.
babe.
And then they were sending me threatening letters. And so my dad called them and was like, if you ever contact my child again, I think he paid it. And
Didn't they have little
That's evil.
stickers too? Like you sent in like the
Yes.
stickers on the card.
I saw your sticker.
Oh my
Gonna
God,
send you an album.
I
You're
am
happy
happy
now
now.
living with an album.
Because
Listen to
now you're
music.
in debt.
I love
We're
Ace of
jingling.
Base.
Body breaks.
body breaks.
Yeah. So should we like, hit our topic a little bit?
Hit it. Don't quit
Hit
it.
it.
Toppy tops.
Boom, boom,
Bam.
bam.
Okay, so Sarah and I were thinking we could all just say a little bit about like our own experiences with body image. Body break.
Forgot about
Try
body
and keep it
break.
tight.
Tight.
it tight?
Okay, Winky, do it.
Everybody do a winky.
Okay,
winky
wait.
to let her
Actually,
I'm still doing it. Hurry
stop.
up, guys.
stop.
What, am I doing it wrong?
So the thing is you might not want to be doing winkies.
know. Oh, I hate winkies.
Thank God.
It does. It depends.
Can
so
we let people know what a winky is quick in case they haven't been
Kegels.
listening to all our episodes?
a Kegel.
Okay.
So it really depends on where your pelvic floor is at. Because if you have a hypotonic pussy,
Yeah.
which who doesn't? Actually, that's loose.
Sounds
so you
really
probably-
cool. It sounds cool to be loose, though.
It does sound cool to be loose.
Yeah.
Doing Kegels
flapperoo.
is okay, but if you're hyper hypertonic. It's not.
But
Yeah.
if you've had babies,
I'm
you're
not
probably
hypertonic.
No.
No,
Okay.
hypertonic. I'm hypertonic.
So you're actually tight.
I could like break a bone in there.
yeah.
Be careful.
So
Break you in half.
So I always recommend that anybody go to physiotherapy, which is not the answer everyone's looking for because it's expensive.
right.
But it's super, super important because then you find out if you're hyper or you're
Right.
hypo.
Do they touch your bum?
Yeah, did they do
They
an
touch your
exam?
Well, the
Fucking
thing
bum.
is, so like your pelvic floor attaches, it's basically like a hammock.
Right.
It like holds all those important things like your uterus. It wraps around your urethra, your anus, all those fun things. So if you're hyper and you're really, really tight, doing Kegels can actually be detrimental
How come?
because you're already tight.
So it just makes everything too.
Yeah.
What if you're having orgasms and that's just Kegels and you can't help yourself because you just have too many
Well,
orgasms?
sometimes people who are hyper are going to actually have painful orgasms.
Oh, wow.
Vaginally painful?
Yeah, like
Okay,
in
I'm
your-
good.
Just kidding. Good. I'm good. My vag doesn't hurt when I orgasm.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And it like a physiotherapist is going to be the one that's going to be able to tell you what's happening. I have a very basic knowledge of all of the muscles
All
and
of our
what they're
vaginas.
doing and our pelvic floors.
So I'm assuming I'm hypo.
Did
the
you
coolest
know
sounding
that
one.
as a postpartum woman, you are postpartum for the rest of your life?
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Ooh.
That's food for thought right
Totally.
there.
That's food
That
for
feels
thought.
right.
Yeah.
That feels
It
right.
feels right. Do it.
It's like how you're never a non-smoker after you've been a smoker. You're always an ex-smoker.
Okay, or like an addict. Even
Yeah,
if you've
I'm a
quit,
smoking
you're
addict.
Still an addict.
Still, I watch people smoke cigarettes and I'm like, oh,
So sexy.
yes.
Okay, that's really cool to know about Winkies, man. Otherwise known as Kegels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Winky
necessarily
Kegels.
have to be doing them.
No, so going to see a physiotherapist is like a pelvic floor specific physiotherapist is going to be everyone's best bet and best friend.
Best friend. And you don't maybe need to like keep going. You can go and find out
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
do
and
the
they'll
work
give
at
you the
home.
proper exercises. So it might
wanna
be
go.
Winkies. It might be Winkies. Sorry.
It might be one of those eggs or whatever, jade eggs. or
No,
just
don't
a-
ever fucking
might
stick
lay
a
an
jade egg up your vagina. Please don't.
I've never done it,
Yeah,
but-
don't.
People hang on to eggs. Eggs? What kind of eggs?
It's
Wasn't,
like a jade egg is a thing now. Oh, wait.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
Something on
it's
Goop.
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 Gwyneth
Okay,
Paltrow.
But there is these things called what are they called? It is a thing you put in your vagina and you hang
I've
on
got
to
a
it.
friend who does
Benoit
that.
balls. I have some,
Yeah.
and it's
I
like-
have some balls.
I have some balls, and it's two balls, like one on top of the other in a silicone like
Yeah.
packaging, and I don't even know where they are.
It just
but when I
feels
got
nice,
them,
too.
I
That's
tried
for
them,
pleasure,
and it
too,
just
though, yeah.
it was like you go up and down the stairs and it was
Yeah.
like, there's,
Jog
like,
on the
little-
spot.
Little
Nothing,
balls kind of
kids!
inside them.
And you're just holding it in?
Yeah.
Huh.
Neat.
Yeah.
But for me, it would just stay in there.
Right.
Yeah, well, they stay. Come on. What do you think we are here? It's still a vagina.
Hypos.
Well, I mean, you don't have
I just
to-
can't break a bone.
Hold
with
it.
it.
God.
Just can't break
I
bones.
was
with
cracking
it.
an egg in there. Want an omelet?
Here, hand me
You
that
know.
branch. Watch what I can do. Ah!
Can you tie a
Crack
cherry
it.
stem in a knot? with your vagina?
Yes.
Oh, Sarah's vagina.
I can blow smoke rings from my own vagina.
Do you have your knitting up there right now, too?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually knitting right now. Moving on.
Moving on. Oh, yeah. So we were going to talk about our own experiences with body image. So maybe since I'm talking, I'll start, which is to say that I have struggled quite a bit with having a postpartum body, as much as I know I should be proud of my quote unquote tiger stripes, aka stretch marks. Because, this all happened to create life, blah, blah, blah. My body's a mess, having a hard time with the peeing, and my belly is all weird and saggy and wrinkly. Chris says everything's fine. I think he means it, but I struggle with it.
Yeah.
And there's also the additional responsibility of being a mother to a young girl. And so I don't want that to then become her issue. So, I got to be okay with it, basically, outwardly. But I'm not really, if I'm honest.
It's hard. It's hard to, be proud of what we've done, but then, go out in public and be like, but the idea on all these magazines doesn't say that my skin can have a stretch mark on it. You know what I mean? So it's really tricky. And we can't say that shit doesn't affect us.
Yeah. We're all wearing tankinis. Let's be real. To cover our
tankini.
bellies. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that?
Well, to speak on what Mel's saying, like I've had 4 kids now. Same thing, man. And all this stuff about, your tiger stripes. Oh, they're like badges of honor and blah, blah. Like, fuck that. I mean, great, cool. That's so amazing. And if you can actually take that and feel that within you, then wonderful. But now I have the added thing where I already feel bad about it because of the way I look and feel and wish that I looked differently and felt differently. And now I feel guilty that I don't see my own... what I perceive as like negative things on my body as, power stripes and badges of honor. Like now I actually have another thing to feel bad about is that I'm not perceiving my own body as like amazing and blah, blah, blah.
That's the next layer is like, now I'm doing that wrong.
Now I'm doing that wrong. And there's things about my body I love. My body's strong. My arms are very strong. There's, whatever. But it's okay, I think, also to, like, not love everything about your body. That's not...
I think that therein lies...
As your baby shits on
kind
the mic.
of, like, it's okay. Straight up, it's okay to feel that way.
Yeah.
It's okay to not love everything about your body. So then where do you draw your confidence from?
Well, are we supposed to love everything about our body?
Fuck no.
That would be insane.
You don't have to love everything about your body and what it looks like, but can we love all of our body because of what it does for us?
Yes.
Because I have an obsession with not dying. I have PTSD. So I've fallen in love with all of the things that work in our living tissues.
Right. So recap in case you didn't listen to episode 2, Justine had breast cancer.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? That was something to fight through too. Being bald, having one titty. People always ask me, are you going to get reconstruction? And I'm like, no way. Wow. But I think that it's great that it's out there. But I just,
Yeah.
I'm on a different thing with that.
I think that just there's a matter of like just letting go of things too. I know that that's not necessarily the answer that everybody's looking for. We all want to fix things, but sometimes you can't fix things. And life's going to be a lot fucking better if you just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like straight up, like these are our bodies. These are the things that they do. This is the way that they look. And like, let's go have some fucking fun.
Yeah. Truth.
A big part of what I like to do is talk about like self-compassion and what that looks like. Talking to ourselves, we're assholes. Like, oh, my body looks like this. I can't do this. So talk to yourself like you're your best friend. Like,
just saying that.
Yeah. Like I would not look at you, Sarah, and be like, you look like fucking shit. Literally changing the voice inside our head to reflect how we would speak to somebody else.
Right.
It takes a long time, but it really does make a huge difference. And it changes a lot in the way that you think about yourself and the things that happen, like self-forgiveness too. Like, especially as parents, like, don't stop being an asshole to yourself.
And it's okay for your body to change.
So playing that story forward too, like thinking about ourselves in 20 years, looking back on pictures of ourselves now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so take a picture today. What do you love about yourself?
I like that I feel like I'm physically strong.
Yeah.
I like all the scars on my body. Minus, I don't like my cesarean scar.
Fair enough.
But I do, because when you're fucking naked with a cesarean scar standing in front of the mirror, you look like a fucking smiley face. Your nips are the eyes. Okay,
I would kind of love that.
You got a smiley and you got a little
Put you in a
goatee
good
at the
mood
bottom.
every time. It never frowns.
Do you sing jingles about it?
I'm gonna start.
Yeah, you probably should.
Face, body face, body face. That's amazing. Oh, I really like my butt. My whole life,
Me too.
I've been complimented on my butt. That's been my my sexy part of my body. I have the body of a 12-year-old boy usually, but not my butt. I got a bubble butt, and it's nice to have a part of your body that's there to feel like sexy and not just. My body's always been like capable and slender, and I can fit places and like lift things and stuff. But my butt, that's my decoration.
Totally.
Yeah, nice.
Your butt's
I like
the star
that.
on your Christmas tree.
It's my butt star.
Butt star.
That's your butthole.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Sarah super empowered me a lot when I moved here. And so talking about the different stages in maybe what you call your own beauty or your own, I've come through a lot of stuff in the last couple of years from living here. And now I'm super empowered by my body here.
Yeah, body hair.
I was gonna,
But there's another twist to it. The other day I was at Sarah's and then she brought me back a bit. So I'm bouncing all over the place. And it's all just like
What did I do?
growing more and learning more. It's even better now. But
Oh,
before, I wanted to have hairy armpits like you when I met you. So I grew my armpit hair because you were like, what the fuck are you doing shaving your armpits? And then I was like, I don't really know.
Why am I doing it?
I don't really particularly care about it.
Yeah.
So who are you doing it for? Other people, blah, blah, blah. You know, we'd have all these conversations. And then I got really hairy on my legs too. But then the other day you said to me, you know, everybody's different. I love my pit hair, but I love the feeling of a smooth leg. So you can pick and choose whatever you know, if you're like, and I was
It's not all or
feeling
nothing.
bad about wearing makeup because I had become a person that didn't care about that. Now I'm an asshole for giving a shit. And it's like, no, you know, like you can have the shaved leg and the hairy pit marking.
Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Because you decide what
want.
feels good, and it does feel good on Sarah's legs when she has the wind blow on them and there's nothing there. You know what I mean?
I
Or
love
whatever.
it. I feel so extravagant with a shaved leg, and I feel
Yeah.
sexy as fuck with a hairy armpit. I think it's
perfect.
sexy.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Damn.
You know
Justine
what?
was just in Flair. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh yeah,
I was so excited because Justine was just featured in a magazine talking about her body hair.
my pubes.
Flair magazine.
And listen, I answered a lot of questions, and they only put a couple up, so it looks kind of like, ooh, she's bushy.
What were you going to say, Kim?
I'm really sensitive about the fact that I don't grow armpit hair.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You don't grow it?
Well, like I do, but it's
you're
not
blonde.
like, you
You're
know,
so
I'm so
blonde.
blonde. I'm super fair. My hair's really thin. So if I grow armpit hair, it just looks fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
like a teen stash in your armpit?
Totally. I have a teen stash
I
armpit.
do actually.
Little softies.
One
You
of
have
my
softies.
one of my armpits is a mustache completely.
See, I've got no hair on one armpit from radiation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a bit at the top.
Body breaks.
Body breaks. If it was like, it would turn me on if you looked this way. I'd be like,
Then I'm
Sit
going to
down,
look the
buddy.
opposite way.
Yeah.
My first
oh,
tattoo
every
I got
time.
the
Every
day
time.
after my boyfriend said, I don't like how tattoos look on girls. Because I said, I think I want to get a tattoo. I don't like how girls look with tattoos. I think it's trashy. And I was like, peace out. Going to get my tattoo. And then my first facial piercing, the guy I was dating was like, I don't like facial piercings on girls. And I was like, I'm going to pierce my nose with a brooch tonight.
right now.
Yeah.
But
So
isn't
fucking
that
don't.
part of the big problem? There's something that sucks so bad about like why anything to do with what we look like or how we are with ourselves, it always comes from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for years, I'm like, Ian, what do you think would look good? Or would you like me with short hair? Or can I do this? And what? And he always goes, I like this. And it's always exactly how I look in that moment,
Right.
you know? But thank fucking God he never said anything else.
Right.
Right? It's like one of those evil woman tests where I'm like, wait.
My husband always thinks that I'm testing him. Everything's a test. I also really like being tall. And Mel, I don't know if you can
I do
identify
like
with that. When I was younger, I hated it. I like full on slouch, super
Slouching
bad.
right now.
Now I'm just like, fuck y'all. I'm going to get that tall thing.
You guys,
Yeah, you guys have a
in
superpower.
High heels is my
Oh, I used to wear heels all the
I
time.
love
a tall
wearing high
woman who's
heels.
I
also
don't
in
anymore,
shameless
really.
heels is just the sexiest shit I've ever seen.
You walk
Ever.
into a room as a tall woman wearing heels, and everyone's like, oh.
I used to live in Chinatown. In Kensington Market. Chinatown, same. I used to live really close to Chinatown, and I would go to the LCBO that was like right on Spadina, right at Spadina and Dundas, or just north of it, or whatever, right in Chinatown. Anyway, so I had these like crazy tall wedge heels that were like, it was that time in fashion history when it was super cool to wear shoes that had really long, like spaghetti straps that you wrapped around your ankle or like
Ooh, I
tied all
love
the way
that
up your leg. So I was wearing these like wild
2003?
heels. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Circa
It's always the
2003.
year.
Totally. I had a pair that was nude and a pair that was black. Anyway.
That's a sexy
But
shoe.
man, were people looking at me.
Yeah, I'll bet.
A lot of
How do you
small,
feel when people look
older
at you like
Chinese
that?
men. I felt
Does it make you uncomfortable to be looked at like that?
Yeah. Yeah. But also being tall in Toronto, maybe I was in a bubble, but I always felt pretty safe. Like guys
Yeah.
didn't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And I
Totally.
can walk really fast, which in the city
You can.
is great.
Me too.
Like
These
if you're in a
legs.
sketchy area, you just fucking speed through there, maybe hold your phone up to your ear and people don't fuck with you.
I do find, though, people who don't know me and have just met me, I've been told that I'm super intimidating because I'm tall. And maybe
that's funny.
I don't know if it's just because I'm tall or anything about my personality, which that might be too. I can be pretty sarcastic.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah, that's a whole other
Being an
episode.
intimidating woman.
Oh my god, no way.
Get over it.
Yeah. I like it. But yeah, lots of people, oh, you were so intimidating. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, no.
Their problem,
Tall women
not
are
yours.
fucking awesome.
Every time. Every time it's their problem, not yours.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Right?
I love it. I want everyone to be intimidated by me.
I love being intimidated by people. Like not like scared.
Where you like want to pursue them because they're
Yes.
so
You're
exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I was like that with Mel, actually. I just thought you were really cool. And
Well, thank
your
you.
jokes were really good. And I was
Thanks.
like, she has to like us. Like, she
I
has
thought
to
you were
like
cool
us.
too.
It worked out, and now we're friends. So I made the cut.
God.
I made her clipboard, but oh my God. I was so intimidated. Maybe it's because you're such a tall drink of water.
Maybe. Yeah, I do like being tall.
Yeah.
I have a quick anecdote.
Yeah.
I have a really huge birthmark on my right thigh. Okay, and it looks
the
like
hottest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
it looks like a burn scar where I've actually many times in my life had arguments with people who are telling me no, it's a burn scar.
Oh my god.
It's my body and it's
Yeah.
a burn and it's a birthmark.
And it is a burn now. Never mind.
I'll burn you. And I was born with it and I know what it is. Anyway, so I was always really, really self-conscious about it. I never wore shorts growing up or skirts, like ever, ever, ever. I was so self-conscious that even when I was old enough to start having sex, no, I was never that.
What does
old
that
enough to-
mean?
When I
What's
started having sex, I'd be like, oh my God, what if they see my birthmark? I'm gonna have to, like, here I am letting a guy get his dick wet and I'm worried about him, what he's gonna be like, oh, sorry, you have a birthmark on my leg, on your leg, like, we're not gonna do this.
I'm too
Anyway.
distracted.
Yeah.
No.
Not gonna happen. So, but then one time I went to get a piercing removed by these two wicked hot piercer babes that I just thought were so hot and so cool, and they had tattoos and dreadlocks and piercings, and they were so amazing. And I wore shorts that day because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna own it. And we sat down and they went nuts over my birthmark. They were like, that is the coolest thing. Oh my God, can I touch it? So beautiful. You're so lucky. I wish I had that. And like just went on and on about wishing they had the thing that was my most hated part of my body. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck. If these badass bitches like it,
That's a
then
great
I'm
story.
cool. I'm cool with it.
I don't have a birthmark, and I was always really jealous.
How did
I've-
you die in a past life?
I-
Wait a minute.
I'm an alien.
You're a freshie fresh.
Going back to
First
space.
life.
Freshy fresh.
Yeah, I was always really jealous of people who had birthmarks because I didn't. I was like, oh, I've never been born. Fuck.
So what do birthmarks mean in your past life?
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm just obsessed with reincarnation stories. Sorry.
Are you?
Yo, yes. I am. Like, there's nothing I haven't seen on it. There's nothing on YouTube I haven't watched on reincarnation.
Great.
But they say sometimes, like, oh, and then she had a birthmark right where she was shot, and she woke up and said that she was somebody else, and she was shot in her neck right here where she has a strange birthmark. And it
That's
happens
true, right?
all the time.
Body breaks. Body breaks.
Okay. So, can I move on to some questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We haven't answered.
We haven't answered any yet. So now we're going to get to business.
So this is a question from our friend Kate from Down Under. She's in Australia, if you didn't get the reference.
Wow.
A bit BBQ shrimps. I don't know. So Kate says, in my best Canadian accent. I'm really good at it.
Get to
ready.
know.
How about some fun, productive ways to get exercise in your daily life? Stuff that's good for the body, mind, and soul, like making housework into a workout or gardening. Maybe I'm really going out on a limb here, but some of us need ways to exercise while getting shit done. Am I right? We don't all go to the gym. Basically, how to incorporate physical activity into your routine. I love this because we're all super busy. I mean, some people can carve out the space, the time, or the financial situation to go to a gym or to, have a workout routine in their own home. I can't. I have a really hard time with that, and I'm really not a self-starter. But I do a lot of fucking housework, and I pick a lot of shit up, and I carry a lot of shit around. And, can I work out without
Working
out.
So let's all get out of the fucking gym.
Let's get out of there.
First
Great
of all.
answer.
Suckers.
Like, if you want to go to the gym, go to the fucking gym. But if it's not something that's going to be feasible in your life, then don't. There is nothing about housework and gardening that isn't exercise. Like that's, for me, I think we just really need to completely change our attitudes around exercise. Because it's like, if you're training for a marathon, yeah, you're exercising, but you don't have to train for a fucking marathon.
No.
And there's actually a term, it's called NEAT, and it's non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
Ooh.
I might have said that wrong.
It sounded
You're
so
so
good.
expert.
Good.
But it's actually about incorporating activity, any kind of activity, housework, carrying your kids up and down the stairs.
Right.
You know,
Switch arms, that one left
switch
arm.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
man.
Like, and do that exactly. Like, be conscious of. Okay, so I know I carry my 30-pound baby. Our baby's 30 pounds. I haven't had a
Some of them
baby.
are.
So.
Yeah, some people
Mine
are
is.
30 pounds.
Yeah.
27.7.
Exactly.
I believe.
So, of course, you're normally going to carry them with your dominant hand. So instead, start carrying them with their non-dominant hand. And when you get to the top of the stairs, throw a squat in if you want. You don't have to. Like,
But even do that. That's a good point. Toss a squat in there, or like one little extra thing.
Toss a squat, folks. Toss a squat.
and everybody should toss a squat right now.
Everyone, let's also
I tossed all over my
Squatting.
squatting.
So it's finding what works for you, what you're going to be able to incorporate into your life, because then you'll actually do it. And then you don't feel guilty about it. Go for a walk with your kids. Incorporate your kids into activity. Run, chase your kids around the fucking backyard.
Yeah.
If you have one. If you don't,
Yeah,
chase
play
them
with
around.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
like when we change our attitudes around exercise, then everything becomes exercise. And you're like, I just spent the whole day exercising.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
So
You know
to
what?
be
It's tired.
conscious of that, you're saying too, like if I get down to pick up my fucking laundry, I can be like squat as I'm doing it. And then I feel at the end of the day, like, look at all those fucking things I did.
Yeah, I did 7 squats today.
The only thing I'll say about
One
that
load.
though too is if you can make some time and you have some extra money to check in with somebody who's going to make sure that you're doing those movements correctly.
Right.
So that you're not going to hurt yourself. So if you're doing a bunch of squats every day, but you're doing them really wrong, and then all of a sudden your lower back's just fucking killing you. So if you can do that, that's gonna, but there's also so many free resources on the internet.
I was going to ask you about that. I forgot to write it down. What do you think about there? Like on Instagram, even I see all of these advertisements for like yoga on Gaia, I think it's called, or yoga Gaia or something, and different programs that you can purchase that are exercise programs for at home. Do you think that there's any value in those?
Don't purchase exercise online unless you have a reason to, because you can probably find it for free. And I'm shooting myself in the foot as potentially somebody who's going to be a professional that's maybe doing something like
Right.
that. But because I think that exercise should be accessible to everybody, and it's not, as much as I'm going to need to make money, for me, it's not about money. Yoga with Adrienne. I don't know if you guys can throw that link up.
Yeah,
on
totally.
She does great videos. She's pretty funny. She's out of Austin. They're all free.
Awesome.
And some of them are 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you've got like, your baby sleeping, you've got 10 minutes. You're like, oh, I'm just going to, throw out a few yoga poses. She's going to guide you through them. It's pretty safe. Nothing too crazy there.
You know what I found really helpful if I'm actually getting my shit together enough to do it is to do a couple of sun salutations, like 2 on each side, because I have really terrible posture and I carry my baby around in a way that's totally hurting my body, and I do everything in a way that's hurting my body all the time. But if I do some sun salutations, that seems to hit like all the major muscle groups, and it stretches you out at the same time.
Yeah. I can.
I love your sun.
It's a beautiful sun salutation.
I think you're just doing Mr.
That's
Sun.
Marie
Yeah.
Soleil.
Mr. Golden Sun.
So on another note with that is my 15-minute rule. If you do have time and you've decided you want to incorporate like specific fitness movements, running goals, whatever into your life, and you're like, oh, I don't want to move today. Give yourself 15 minutes, because guaranteed you're either going to, guaranteed you're just going to want to continue, because once you've got that 15 minutes under your belt, you're going to feel good and you're going to be like, oh yeah, this is why I was doing this. But if you don't, like giving yourself permission to be like, okay, I've done 15 minutes, everything fucking sucks still, I'm out and I'm done. And like just giving yourself that permission, like, okay, I did 15 minutes, I'm still not feeling it, like I'm done. That's my rule.
Yeah.
it's happened once.
Like even if you're like circling your house,
Totally.
or something, circling your property, for
Totally.
15
Yeah.
minutes.
15 minutes. And then you'll want to either continue or you won't. But like giving yourself, like it just allows yourself permission to not. And then you don't feel guilty because guilt doesn't do good for anyone in any sense, especially when it comes to body image and exercise and like tying your body image to, oh, I don't exercise anymore. I look horrible.
If only I was doing something different, I would be better.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can I read another question that's sort of related? So one of our listeners, she has a 2-year-old daughter, so she's very busy. She's at home with her kid. She says, I eat like shit. I take really bad care of myself. I have almost no time to myself and I have no money, so I'm not going to pay for anything. How do I start to take care of myself? You're kind of already touching on that, but I thought maybe you could speak a little bit more to like
point?
people who are just beyond frazzled and overwhelmed by life. Like, how do you find 15 minutes? Do you start even smaller? Or do you start
Oh,
How do you start
absolutely.
taking care of yourself? What's your number one take care of yourself tip?
Start thinking about it.
Okay.
Like really thinking about it. Even if you can't do it, start thinking about what taking care of yourself looks like to you because it's going to look different to everybody else.
Okay.
Right? So you're crazy, things are nuts. You know that you're not taking care of yourself, but really deciding what taking care of yourself looks like.
right?
Having a buddy helps,
Buddy makes a big
like
difference.
jumpstart things. Like you guys going on walks makes me want to go on walks. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody else doing it. Like I wouldn't go on my own.
I
I'd
would
be like,
never
are
go
they
for a walk
going?
on my own? I only go if Mel's coming.
Yeah, but some people like maybe she's not in the habit of like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna fucking sit down and do a sun salutation, and that's in like not even in her like world. You know what I mean? But if you sat with her in the morning a couple times first,
Yeah. Also,
then she'd want to do it the third morning or whatever. Maybe like the 15-minute thing.
Also, we should remember those of us with babies and 2-year-olds at home. Keep in mind that this is just a fucking crazy intense time.
And
right?
that was
Like,
something,
it sucks so much in so many ways. It's really wonderful too. Don't get me wrong.
you know, you don't have to
she'll
say
get out of
that.
it. Like her baby's gonna
2 is hard.
not be a baby, and then she'll have time again
This too shall
Yeah.
pass.
in a couple years.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
can I
yeah,
just
yeah.
Mel, you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
Mel just said having kids it sucks, blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, I mean it's great, blah blah blah. It's also lovely. And Kim said, you know, you don't have to say that.
You don't.
Like I don't have
but
to.
I love my kids thing.
I don't have to every time I complain about something with children go, I mean it's super great and I love them and they're really a miracle and they really teach me, they're my teachers. I don't have to do that.
Are they? Just kidding. I'm sure they are.
I'm sure they
But
are.
no, you don't have to
I
do
just want to
that.
be like, oh fuck, I hate doing this today.
And you
It drive me
totally
nuts.
fucking do hate doing it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah, third baby, you don't feel so bad for her. Like with my third baby, I'm like, oh, are you sad? Okay. With June, I was like, I'm not okay because but the third kid, I'm like, well,
Fuck it.
yeah, I'm more comfy to say she's an asshole to people because I've had a bunch of kids, right?
Shut your cake hole already,
She's an
baby.
asshole, but she has such a sweet smile.
Boob hole.
I believe you actually called your son an asshat on the
did.
phone with me yesterday. It was
There
brilliant.
it is, you know?
As you were cozied up in bed, trying to nurse him and
Yeah,
read
making
him a
his life
bedtime
perfect.
story and do all your great mom stuff, you're like, oh, he's being such an asshat. And I had a stroke because it was so funny and great.
Well, how do you put a hat on your ass? True. It's very difficult.
Super difficult. Sorry,
How do you put it?
I just
No, that's
it
okay.
was so great.
I did want to touch on that too, though. When you have young children, like that idea around self-compassion, I think is more important than exercising. Sometimes exercise and eating right is not going to be the priority, and you have to just be okay with that because there's no sense making yourself feel more guilty about the things that you're not doing in this like insane, psychotic time of your life that's not going to be the rest of your life. Well, I mean, having kids is the rest of your life. Yeah, but like
Having little
having a
tiny
2-year-old
kids, yeah.
is not going to be the rest of your life. And
That's
being okay
so
with
important.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like between here and when it's over, the only thing you have control of is all this fucking anxiety and guilt. So just like squash the feelings and be good with it. If you're not going to do it, don't sit and feel bad and watch the clock about it. Fucking drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just swore a lot.
Swear,
But it's
girl.
true. Like, don't hold on to that. Like, you don't need to hold. It feels bad. Don't hold on to that shit.
But
if you
if-
can't do it right now, don't do it right now. If you want to start doing it, here's how to try.
The flip side of that is if you're not feeling good, if you need something to make you feel better, then making a plan. And because sometimes exercise can be that sort of link, that time that makes you appreciate the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It makes you able to get through the rest of the day. So if that's the case, then seeking out and making a plan and thinking about what it looks like to you.
Actually, Sarah's friend was saying, when we were asking people for questions on the topic, was saying that she actually runs into difficulties where people judge her for exercising.
God,
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
get me started.
Well, just she has an exercise routine because she suffered. Well, just because, but for her specifically, she had really bad postpartum depression with her first kid, and her doctor was like, "Listen, this is your exercise regime." And her husband worked really hard to make it part of their lives, and he gives her space for it, and she's able to financially afford it.
Yeah.
And it's made a huge difference in her life.
Fucking
and also
yeah.
She needs to eat well because she's got this crazy condition where it's called like cyclical vomiting syndrome or something. It's insane. Barf, barf.
Science facts. with
Science.
Sarah.
Sarah,
Insane barf barf.
That's what it's called. So she has to eat healthy. And she says she just catches a lot of guff from people being like, "Oh my God, why don't you relax? You're on vacation. You're going for a run. Like, it's time to relax." And she's like, "This is how I fucking relax. I'm full of stress and anxiety. If I go for a run,
That's weird.
I feel chill, man. Like stop
criticizing
judging me."
someone for taking care of themselves and making themselves get a little serotonin is really fucked up.
It happens so often.
It's from jealousy, though.
It's totally out of jealousy because it's hard work to maintain. Well, I mean, you could say maintain self-care, but maintain your routine when it comes to physical activity, eating what makes you feel good and like knowing what makes you feel good. And so like, when you're out and everyone's having cake and you just don't feel like having cake that day because you had cake last night, everyone's like, "Oh, look at you and your," it happens all the time.
Yeah.
We're supposed to want to have these things that are quote unquote forbidden or, no, "Oh, this is so bad for me, but I'm going to have it anyway. And I'm just going to lounge around and not do anything." And
like,
Today's my cheat day.
oh, don't even.
I don't understand.
I fucking
People
hate
that I'm like,
cheat
I don't
days.
understand.
Like, just
Bullshit.
eat it or don't, but don't fucking judge me for eating it or not. I have a funny thing. I have all these weird allergy situations where all this food makes me really, really sick. And most of the people sitting at this table have actually witnessed me go from my perky, lovely self to
I've been at a restaurant with you where you're like, "We need to leave right now. It's coming."
Breathe. Like, it's just, it's the worst. Yeah, that's right. And people think I'm full of shit. Like, they think I'm like, "Oh, I can't eat that. I can't eat gluten. It makes me really, really sick."
Well, everybody knows everything about food.
All I want to do is eat a baguette
Everybody
and
but
some
us.
camembert. It's all I want in my whole fucking world. It's all I want. Like, it's not about eating healthy necessarily for me. It's about not getting really, really sick and feeling like shit for 6 days. And people seem to think I'm lying or something. Body breaks. Body breaks. Dieting. I have a question.
Let's hear it.
Here today on Teach Me Tiger. Mel, you're such a pervert.
excited.
My question is the keto diet. So does that mean, okay, a 2-part question. A, does that mean you're going into ketosis? B, isn't that not great? Like, I once had blood work done, and then my doctor was like, "Oh, did you not eat that day? Because you were in ketosis." And I was like, "No, I ate." And they were like, "Uh-oh."
So they were probably like, "Uh-oh," because that's a telltale sign of type 1 diabetes.
Oh.
It's ketoacidosis.
Okay.
That when you have type 1 diabetes and your body can't make insulin, the feedback loop can't be closed and you continue to produce ketones. So when you stop eating carbs, because our primary energy source is glucose.
Okay.
That's what we convert everything to. And it's the easiest for our body to do. So that's why it goes in order of preference.
Okay.
So when you stop eating carbs, then it will produce ketones so you can make energy from your fat.
Okay, yeah. He was like, "It's like your body's eating itself."
Yeah. So that's why people are like, "Oh, low carb's so awesome," because it's like, they're like, "Oh, it's eating all my fat." There's nothing out there so far to say that is bad. That is bad if you're a diabetic and you're not taking insulin, because you will continue to produce ketones without stopping, and your blood will become really acidic. And that's what happens when you have diabetes.
And it'll burn through your skin.
Yeah. So, and then you actually end up like losing a lot of weight, but it's usually your muscle mass. When you're in ketoacidosis, I always mix those two up. But if your body produces insulin, or if you're diabetic and you take insulin, I mean, it is safe, but like carbs are fucking delicious.
Carbs are delicious. I eat so many. I eat all the carbs.
Yeah. And if that works for you and you never want to eat a carb again, great.
But it's okay.
It is okay. Yeah. There's no, well, as far as the long-term effects, low carbohydrate diets have been out there forever.
Right.
If you're an athlete or if you're planning on exercising, there's a lot of research out there that it's not as good. Like glucose is our primary energy source for a reason, because our body's really good at using it. Right. And it's really, really good at producing energy. So if you're moving a lot or you're really active, it might not be the best. You might not feel that great if you're not eating carbohydrates. But unless you're an undiagnosed type 1 diabetic, or type 2, if your body's not producing insulin, then it can be very dangerous and you can die.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Fuck. And it's like all the rage right now.
it is super all the rage. And as someone that was big into fat diets my whole entire life, I did it. I'm a diet hipster.
You're a diet hipster.
Cool. I did it before it was cool. Like probably 8 years ago. And yeah, you can drop a lot of weight. But the minute you start eating carbs, any diet that works is because you have a caloric deficit. Okay. So in eating high fat, high protein foods are super satiating. So you don't want to eat as much. So essentially you're just creating a caloric deficit without knowing it.
So I eat a lot of high fat, high protein foods. Like I eat a lot of like meat and canned fish. I'm constantly eating because of having allergies.
Right.
So, and I know people are like, oh my God, it's really hard for your body to digest that. It's really hard. Like you're eating, all this meat and fat. Like I'll take the fat off my kids' plates and like shove it down my throat. But, but I don't find it hard to digest. Like I feel good.
Unless you have kidney issues and you feel good and
I feel great afterwards.
Then who cares what anyone else says?
I like that. If
You're gonna live, Sarah.
Feels good.
But when Dr. Atkins died, didn't they find like 15 pounds of compacted like meat poo in his intestines or something?
Is that real?
Maybe. I don't know.
Ask Jeeves.
God, I need to know if that's true.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I know, like, sometimes what people will say, especially with the keto diet, is people take it as, like, a license to eat nothing but bacon.
Ooh.
Right? And they're like,
that's,
and that's the side of it that isn't good. Like,
right.
Too much of anything isn't necessarily a good thing.
Spread it out.
But, I mean, if you feel good doing it, then I don't know about Dr. Atkins. That might be the case. But again, like you can't eat a cheeseburger every night, just not eat a bun. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not very smart. You could lose weight doing that. Absolutely. But you can lose weight eating a couple Twinkies a day.
Right. Totally. Yeah, man.
But the thing is, the difference is you're going to feel fuller eating a cheeseburger versus because your body's metabolizing the food faster, right? Like you're using the energy faster because it's the primary choice.
Okay.
So as if you feel good and there's no signs that you're unhealthy, then keep doing it.
Yeah. Whatever.
And that's what I think people need to start doing more of, instead of like, this is what someone's telling me is right to do, or science is saying this is the new superfood, or like
listen to your body.
Yeah.
Instead of listen to everybody else.
Yeah. No one can tell you what's right for your body except for you.
I have an audio question I'd love to play.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi. I'd like to first say that I'm so excited you guys are doing an episode on body positivity and positive self-image. I think it's a really important topic. So my name is Liz. I am a fat person. I identify as fat. I think it's a descriptor. It's not a negative word. But it has taken me a really long time to be comfortable with myself and to accept myself for who I am and to celebrate my body for all the good things it does. And I'm finally at a place where I feel comfortable and happy. And my question is, how do you suggest people in my situation deal with maybe friends or relatives or acquaintances who aren't quite in the same place and who still maybe make suggestions about losing weight to you or to me, or, make suggestions on what kind of clothes to wear to best cover up your body so that you don't look fat. So I've gotten to a certain point where I'm okay with it, but there may be people around me who haven't quite gotten there and they think they're doing me a favor. So any suggestions on how to deal with that would be great. Thanks a lot.
So does fuck you count?
Yeah, I was just like, can you headbutt them with your head?
That
in their
Isn't it
face?
so sad that it has to be our responsibility sometimes to teach the other people how to treat us?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is a thing. You do teach people.
Because the best advice
treat you,
is
right?
for the people who are doing this, not for the person who's experiencing it. Right?
Yeah. Like you shouldn't have to say to people, hey, listen, I know you're trying to be helpful, but my body is my business. But
Or,
maybe
like-
you have to basically tell them to buzz off, right? Like you got to do it.
It's not always easy
like,
for everybody to do, though, right? It's a confrontation that you're looking forward to happening, and maybe it'll suck. And next time they say it, I'll say this. Like it sucks. It sucks to anticipate other people saying shit that's gonna affect you like that, and then you're the asshole if you say, because it is that you're gonna make it an uncomfortable situation, maybe sometimes, right? So maybe she just needs to really dig into that confidence and that self-love that she's feeling and that she's celebrating, and have that attitude when they talk about it and be
Yeah.
like, I love how I
You know
look in
what?
these jeans. You don't
I'm
like
good.
these jeans?
Yeah,
These are my
yeah.
like fucking favorite pair. I feel great in these jeans.
How do you
that's the
feel?
point.
And maybe change the other person's
Yeah.
perspective to understand, hey, I'm not where you're coming from. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Very mature answer, Justine.
Oh my God, thanks.
Sorry for jumping in there.
Oh, it's
Just
okay. It's your
how
episode.
how do you feel? Like nobody can tell. Like you can't tell me how I feel right now.
No.
So shut the fuck up. And I know that you just said that's a really mature answer, and mine is not quite as mature.
You suck.
Well, no, because my knee-jerk reaction was like, tell them to stop.
Or pick out something
Yeah.
they're wearing that you don't like and then talk about how impractical it is for their knees or something really fucking like just bonkers so that they understand how bonkers they fucking sound.
Yeah.
Like you're delegating to me. Like that's a really pretty
it's
intense way to treat
when
somebody.
you're pregnant. Like when I was pregnant with this guy, people would be like, "Oh, how far along are you?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm 6 months pregnant." And they'd be like, "Oh, you're really small for 6 months pregnant. Are you sure everything's okay?" And it's like, "Are you fucking shitting
Everybody's
me?"
a teacher.
Or like,
Tigers.
"Oh, you're much." What I get is like, this is your fourth kid?" Like, oh,
Ooh, you should be caring about here
ooh,
then.
and like weird about that I look young. Are they all the same father?
I remember that this
And-
last pregnancy. That happened
Yeah,
for.
lots of stuff like that. And so saying things like, I'd want to turn around and be like, yeah, well, you look really fucking old for your age. Like, fuck you. Or like, you look. But what's better is having a line to say, because that's not going to work. You're not going to turn around to your mom or your sister-in-law and be like, fuck yourself.
I think too, like
depending
the
on your
flip
mouth.
side of that is I understand it's not our responsibility to be an educator, but the more like if you can point that out to somebody that it's not like, don't ask me about that. I don't want your opinion. Maybe you're going to save the next person.
Sometimes if you can tap into, like I've learned a lot from like activism and stuff, like how to make other people understand like, oh, you're hurt and you need this from me, to actually go, if it's someone in Liz's family going like, hey, I fucking hate when you wear low cut stuff because you have giant, beautiful tits. And Liz will be like, but they're giant. Okay. But to go, hey, you know what really makes me feel good? And to be able to open up that like emotional, like, oh, you know what really sucks is when people tell me what I'm wearing doesn't look good because I'm in the background going, hey, I feel great. And then you're giving me ideas that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
What might be
Like
a
you're
good-
hurting me. Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
It ain't broken, baby. Like I'm feeling great.
It ain't broken, baby.
But it's okay to say that and to be like, the effect of what you're saying is just going to make me feel like shit because
Yeah.
I love this top and I'll never take it off.
I don't understand why people think saying anything but positive things to each other is acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's your best friend, like obviously, like they want some honesty but it why is it acceptable to
not
say
helpful.
negative shit to people?
Well, it isn't. And that's why we're here.
yeah.
Right? Because it isn't. And some people just don't know how to behave.
Well, and even we get a lot of, I hear a lot of these double, it's like every positive with a negative. So it's like, oh, I love your hair that color. It looked terrible the other color. Oh, I love when you wear that shirt. I love how it fits your body. not like when you wear those other shirts. They
Yeah.
look bad. Like,
Right.
you don't need to always follow up that you like this one better because the other one sucked. That's not good. But I was going to say a one-liner for Liz that I think is easy and touches all the bases gently, and if she doesn't feel like going into a lot,
It's like, fuck you, you dirty animal.
you slut. No. If someone says to our friend Liz, hey, blah, 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 you shouldn't wear that, this is what you should do, you say, you know what? I really like how this outfit makes me look. Or, I feel really good in this outfit. That's it. Someone says something negative about what your vest.
Shut
This
that
vest
shit down.
makes me feel really good.
Why do you keep talking
And
about
it's
my
made
vest?
of real gorilla chest.
Oh no, Simpsons.
Sarah loves The Simpsons the most of all.
Simpsons are the worst.
Something that I've started in like the last year is like randomly going up to people and giving them compliments.
Ooh, I
It's
do that a lot.
so
It's great.
much fun. It is like just you're in the drugstore and you see someone with a nice shirt. You're like, hey, I really like your shirt. And they're just like, whoa.
What? Yeah. Thanks.
Some people give you really weird looks
Yeah.
though too. Like, what the fuck do you want?
What do you want from me?
You know?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. Or like
sent
just like
you
on
here?
weird things too. Like just like, oh, you have a really great voice.
Yeah.
You know, just random. That's my
At
favorite thing.
the liquor store the other day, I walked by this young fella with a huge beard. And I walked by and I was like, hey, buddy, nice beard. Oh, good beard. And he was like really taken off guard.
I
and
would never
I was
talk to a man
thanks.
like that.
Weird beard, weird beard, weird beard.
I
It's
didn't say that.
from a show.
I think what caught him off guard most, to be honest, wasn't even that I complimented his beard, but it was that I spoke to him like I was another man. Hey, buddy, men.
I speak to
aren't
men
used
like
to
men
that.
speak to women. Every
I
man
love that.
that anyone's like Greg walked in and I can't help it. It lives in me now. I was like, look how
Look
cute,
how
you look so cute.
Yeah.
Because they always go. It's like, yeah. that's
Except
what you
for
do
Greg,
ask
who's
for.
like, thank
Except
you.
for Greg, who's like, you really think that, my buddy?
Greg.
He's so nice and sweet. But
I was just talking to my sister the other day while watching Mad Men about doing
my God.
a spin-off of Mad Men, but reversing all the roles.
Crazy
so having
gals.
all of the men being like the secretaries and all of the women
Yeah.
being like these like high
light my
powered
smoke.
in
I don't know what happens on
executives
that show.
fucking everybody and getting drunk all the time, and the men just like running around taking notes and getting coffee. I thought that'd be really
Like having
neat.
huge
Yeah.
breasts.
I was
mean-
recently chatting with some friends who were here visiting about Queer Eye because I love it.
Oh, so good.
And we're like, what would it look like if instead of gay men, it was lesbians? They'd just teach everybody like self-respect and like,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
About Liz's question, Liz, I fucking love you. You're my hero. Just
Yeah.
so you know.
Pretty much.
now, can we ask a couple lighter questions?
Yes, please.
Do you have any advice for how to drink water throughout the day? Like, how do you remember? Because some people just don't like water. Sarah, for instance.
Fucking hate.
Yeah.
Okay. I have this thing where I basically only drink things with a caffeine content or an alcohol content. I love both those things. Up or downer, up or downer. Whoa.
But no hydration.
But I drink a lot of water when I'm drinking alcohol.
So just be drunk all the time.
Well,
There you go.
I'm drunk
Bingo,
right
bingo.
now.
Do it.
Problem
set.
solved.
You heard it from the expert right here, kids.
Be drunk all the
Be
time.
drunk all the time.
You know those, you can put a little sticker for how, like, by 10 a.m. I have to drink this fucking much. And you go, and drink to the line whenever you can and do your stickers down it. Like
That's
a
a good
big,
idea.
Actually,
Cool.
one of my ideas was like a sticker chart.
How much water am I supposed to drink?
I think a lot.
Well, yeah, I think it's actually a little bit overdone. Like people get a little bit crazy with the water consumption.
Because is it cups or glasses?
Well, it depends on who you ask, really. If you don't feel thirsty a lot, then you probably don't need a lot of water.
Well, and you eat so much raw produce.
That's the thing. Is
water
if you're
in it.
that's
All
the
the
thing.
time.
If you're
Yeah.
eating, there's a huge amount of water in fruit, so you can get
Okay.
a lot of your water from that. You can add a little bit of juice to the water to make it taste better.
I don't
no,
like.
doesn't-
I don't like consuming liquids.
okay.
Would you take mint from my place and just crush it in a big thing of water? And then
I don't.
No,
It doesn't matter if there's
No.
a flavor. I don't like the.
You don't like
feeling
cucumber
of
water,
water.
lemon water, lemon water.
No water. I like
water.
vodka waters.
Okay. Well, problem solved right there.
Yeah. I put water in my rum sometimes. I put some water in some wine last night to get some extra
Try to get a
water.
fuller glass.
Yeah.
Just to try to fill the glass out and
Just
make
fill
you
that
not
glass.
remember that the box is almost done. This is so sad. The
Boxes
saddest
are
night of the week for
I'm
me.
milking my wine box. No, get the bladder out, break open the box of wine. I'm like,
Yeah.
A little hack, a box of wine hack is if you take the bladder out of the box. This is for anything that has a bladder in a box. Oh, I got a bladder in my box. Hey-oh, just blowing it. That's my hack. So you
Toss a squat.
And blow in a box. You take the bladder out of the box of wine and you push that little thing with a little tubey where the wine comes out.
Yeah.
And you blow it and you puff it up like a balloon. And then you can hold it up so the wine, gets to the little nozzle.
Every drop.
And then you can just right in your mouth, squeeze it in. And then you can squeeze the balloon you've made to make
Squeeze the bladder, the wine
squeeze
bladder.
the wine bladder,
Did you get it all?
the wine skin. Just get every little fucking drop.
Well, for you, I guess it'll just have to be IV then, Sarah. Come here.
It's the only option. Stick an IV in there. All right.
And then Rowan asks,
Okay.
is all yogurt probiotic?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Every
I don't know.
single one of them.
Is it?
Well,
I'm
this
lying.
is a
Oh my God. Science facts with Sarah.
Science Facts with Sarah Wright. And Sarah Wright. You're a scientist. Let me put my glasses on here and light my pipe.
Ooh, those are sharp.
She's got her beakers out. Her glasses are on.
So I did a little research on yogurt. My immediate reaction when Mel brought this up, I just yelled yes, because yes, to make yogurt, the biotics, the thing about Science Facts with Sarah, in case you don't know, is I only kind of know what I'm talking about.
Perfect. So do most scientists.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
The shit, like the lactobacilli, all that stuff there, the fermenty little buddies that are going to come and make that milk into yogurt, those are probiotics. But most of the yogurts in the stores are then pasteurized, heated up, and all those little bacteria that are so good for you and probiotic and stuff die. They're really sensitive to heat for the most part.
And then sugar replaces them.
And then sugar replaces them.
Right.
So the thing with those probiotic yogurts that I found that you buy at the store is that once they've been pasteurized, then they add
probiotics
to it, because the extreme heat of pasteurization kills the majority of the.
What about the yogurt
bacteria,
I make in my baby
healthy
bottle that falls behind the bed?
Oh.
But if you're making yogurt
That's
at
just straight
home,
probiotics.
That's my question, though, because you can make yogurt from yogurt, right?
yeah.
And then
if
I
you're
think
making
homemade
yogurt at home,
yogurt-
it's absolutely
Yeah.
probiotic. It's only when you heat
you
it up.
only need a little bit
a
of
starter.
yogurt. But it can be any yogurt, can't it?
Yeah.
So then, is
It's
that
still
bacteria?
sour. Most lactobacillic bacteria, like for sourdough bread or to start yogurt or even your kefir, stuff like that, most of the actual bacteria that gets in it is actually airborne. It's all around us right now. So that's how your sourdough starter, you can start a sourdough starter from nothing at home.
And
you don't
from
need
one
to
that's
get
lived
antes.
forever too, right?
You can,
Ian's trying to
but-
get his hands on this really old one, and it makes me really upset.
No, let me tell you a little something about that.
Okay.
This is another bacteria situation. So when you're making sourdough bread,
Right.
a lot of people use someone else's starter.
Right.
Like I said, you can just whip up a starter at home. You just do your, you make your little dough, and then you just leave it out overnight. And all the bacteria in the air, the lactobacilli, I believe it's called, just comes right from the air and gets in there. So when you're using a starter and you're feeding your starter, and then you pass it on to, Sandra down the street, and then she passes it on to Joni, and so on and so forth, all the bacteria that's in that starter, like the starter at your house, when you bring
Wait,
it
am
to
I
my
Sandra
house,
or Joni? Who's
you're
Mel?
Sandra.
Okay.
You're Joni Mel.
Of course.
Okay, so Justine, you start the starter at your house. You've got your own bacteria in it. As soon as you pass it off to down the street to Melody, that bacteria is replaced with her own household bacteria. And then it's passed to me. It's replaced with mine. So it's not actually bacteria-wise. You're not using some ancient bacteria. It completely replaces itself based on its surroundings with the bacteria that lives in the air where that starter is.
Interesting.
Now, I'm not saying that there's not other like really cool things that we don't know about, or that maybe we do about. I just don't know about. That comes from like passing the starter on and on.
Mm-hmm.
But bacteria-wise, it fully replaces it.
That's
You're
so
not
cool.
using the bacteria from someone else's. It's not, the bacteria is not passing on.
So then, because sourdough bread is baked, does it lose any probiotic properties?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
One
would
kombucha,
think.
Is that probiotic too?
Yes, absolutely.
Does it need to be pasteurized?
It should be unpasteurized.
Okay.
If you're getting pasteurized kombucha, it's
Has no
lost
benefits?
almost all of its
Okay.
benefits.
You're so smart.
Isn't she?
I'm the smartest.
Yeah.
Science facts with Sarah. I'm all arms. She's all brains. Melody said that once. It was very funny.
But then I figured some stuff out, and Sarah's like, "See, you're smart too."
She's so smart.
And then it made you feel like these fucking arms. You
Oh,
know?
my hands. They're not long
It's my
enough.
everyday stretch.
And I was like, "No, Sarah, your arms are really long. Don't worry about it. You're long enough, honey."
Late nights at Mel's house. Okay, so yes, all yogurt starts as probiotic, but if it is then heated up, pasteurized, which the majority of the yogurt in the grocery store is, it is then not probiotic anymore, unless it says it's probiotic. Then
Read
what
that
they've done
label.
is added probiotics après heating it up.
Very interesting.
Body breaks, body breaks.
Okay, so great topic.
What
Lots to
fun we've
cover.
had! What fun!
What fun.
What?
Thanks so much for coming. This was great.
This was fabulous.
So,
Oh,
moral of the podcast: love yourself.
Yeah.
Or not. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. That's right.
Moral of the podcast.
Your
Don't
body,
feel
your
bad
business.
about anything. Don't feel bad about wearing the makeup or not wearing the makeup.
or
your
like
jeans.
you can
Exercising
hate
and
your
not
stretch marks.
exercising.
You can love your stretch marks. They're just there. Just they're just gonna be there. So that's cool. Try to drink more water.
If you drink more water, I know you'll feel prettier about your skin. That's for sure.
yeah.
Pee after sex.
Holy shit.
sick.
Do it.
Do it. Like all you
it's a
young
bad
ladies
week.
out there. I never knew. No one fucking told me that
Me
shit.
neither.
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
So just go
Eat breakfast.
and work out hard and put the makeup on. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop drinking.
But you know what?
Don't
If it's
listen to Sarah.
Wash your body and
you
shave
love
it bald.
makeup, wear makeup.
Yeah,
if
man.
you feel good with makeup, you wear makeup.
If you want to wear a jumpsuit every day, jumpsuit.
And if you're feeling bad, there's an answer.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's cool. If you're feeling bad about something and you do want to change it, you know, you can.
we
go
can work on it.
and fucking see the physiotherapist and work on that badge.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks
It's
for the
delightful.
invite.
You're
I learned a
welcome.
lot.
I would like to come back sometime.
Please do.
Hey, Kim, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Kimberly McCormick _HM. Once I'm done school, I will definitely be taking clients on to provide a really caring, loving, cushy space to move your body. But before then, if you want to connect with me, please, you can shoot me a message there. And I would love to hear from you.
Hey, Justine,
Yes.
where can we find you?
Oh, well, the Lifted Sisters are on YouTube.
So good.
You have to search us because we don't have enough subscribers to make our name our own name. So
Please
just search
subscribe.
it.
Subscribe to the
that's
Lifted
nice, too.
Sisters, man. It's a
That's where
cozy,
I am.
squishy face place
Lots
your
of sex.
to
But
experiment with marijuana. Talk about pot. Talk about
Yeah,
CBD.
it's another
talk
safe
about
space.
it's another safe space.
It's another safe space.
Women creating
That's
safe
where I'm coming from.
spaces.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah.
love that.
Yes.
Sarah?
My space ain't so safe. So don't fucking come over.
You're on MySpace.com still, 2003?
MySpace. I'm on MySpace.
Catch me on MySpace.
Catch me on MySpace.
I'm on Friendster.
Ooh, what even is it? LinkedIn. So you can. I'm on Facebook, Sarah Wright. I'm on the Teach Me Tiger Facebook page, and I have an Instagram account. It's littlewrightcrew.art. Art. On Instagram.com or whatever.
Access it on your iPhone.
I make some art, so you could check that out. If I can buy it for like $1,000,
lots of
just give me so much money. Mel, where can we find you, girl?
melodystarkweather.ca.
The cleanest answer for last day. We're all so confused. She's like, I know where I'm at.
And then you
Mel's-
click on my stuff through there.
Where can you
cool.
find us? We have a big announcement that happened 4 weeks ago before we released this episode. What? What?
Hey, future listeners. We're speaking to you from the past.
So cool.
We have a website, teachmetigerpodcast.ca.
So sexy.
teachmetigerpodcast.ca.
.ca.
But only one. We're just saying it a lot. Body breaks. Body breaks.
Come back in 2 weeks for my main squeeze, Chris Chambers of Brook Valley Produce.
I am the best guest yet, so fuck all the rest.
Fuck all the rest. Chris is the best and
Can
fuck
suck
all the
my
rest.
Pee-pee hole.
Ugh, stop it. No.
Let's see what Greg has to say on the topic of bodies.
Greggy break.
All this talk about body image and exercise has me wondering what the current strategy is for fighting diet-related illness in this country and encouraging a healthy lifestyle. I believe there is more education happening, and I know there are great programs teaching people how to cook nutritious food for themselves. I've also seen the calorie counts on fast food menus, but is it enough to really affect change in the habitual behaviors and attitudes that lead to illness and premature death? Do we need more education or more regulation? What if we take a page out of the anti-smoking handbook and punish the victims? We could double and triple the prices on sugary foods, or place heavy taxes on honey dips and crullers to offset the enormous cost to our already overwrought healthcare system. Then we could plaster images of the morbidly obese onto potato chip bags, or put amputated limbs on pop cans, or have yellow, fat-choked organs on the packages of the super-processed foods that line our grocery store shelves. Once the offending snackers are sufficiently degraded, all that remains is to restrict them to cramped alleyways and dingy backyards to indulge their filthy habits. No eating chocolate bars within 6 meters of this entrance. That ought to teach them. Though I have to admit, I myself do enjoy a good cigarette. And who doesn't like a nice puffy piece of pastry now and then? Maybe a little indulgence once in a while isn't the worst thing in the world. But why do we tolerate an industry that knowingly poisons us every day, needlessly contaminates our food, a basic need, and aggressively targets our children to maximize profits? Dunkaroos, fruit roll-ups, gushers, are these appropriate lunch snacks? We are killing our own here, people. So what the fuck?
Good point.
Greg.
Good
Oh,
point.
He's so great, eh?
Good point, Greg.
I love that guy.
Let's chew on that. Chew on that fat.
So we'll share that on our
Chew the
Facebook.
fat.
If y'all want to, commiserate with Greg or yell at him or whatever, go on there. Yell at Greg.
You're like Greg. He loves it. Trust me. Greg.
Thanks again for joining us. Subscribe to us on iTunes or pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts, or just stream from our site, as we mentioned.
www.teachmetigerpodcast.ca.
And please send us questions anytime, any sort of question. We would
love
love
you.
to answer some relationship questions.
We would love to answer some relationship
Come on.
questions. Hit us with relationship
Dear Abby, yes.
questions.
Do it.
And
I'm gonna
sex,
send one.
Please
sex
do.
questions.
Oh, and I wanted to mention that if you send questions through the website, you can put a phony name, so not even Sarah and Melody will know who you are.
Burt Bacharach. And remember, folks, it's a jungle out there.
Teach me, tiger, how to tease you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tiger, tiger, I wanna squeeze you. Whoa, 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 whoa. All of my love I will give to you, but teach me first, tiger, or I'll teach you.
I've been known to wear a jumpsuit once or twice. Jumpsuit. A mechanic's jumpsuit. Jumpsuit. Work jumpsuit. Jumpsuit. A jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit.